Are Google Display Ads and native ads the same? The short answer to this question is no, absolutely not. But the longer answer is a little bit more complex. And in this quick video, we will compare native advertising versus Google Display Ads. Hi everyone, my name is Marcel Sattler. I'm the founder of Purple Black, a native advertising only agency. So what we're doing every day is we're buying traffic on sources like Taboola and Outbrain and scale campaigns profitably. But back to our topic. A very common question which we get asked quite a lot is, are native ads the same or approximately almost the same like Google Display Ads? And the quick answer I already told you is no, they're not. But it's a little bit more complex because first of all, it's important to understand native advertising is just a general term. So there is no native advertising platform in particular, or something like that, like Google Ads. So on Google Ads, you are dependent to Google. Facebook Ads, you are dependent to Facebook. But native ads is just a general term like online marketing or PPC traffic or something like that. So first of all, native ads is a general term, and beside of that, you have a lot of traffic sources into this general term of native advertising. So for example, the three most famous traffic sources for native ads are Taboola, Outbrain, and RevContent, but there are many, many more, some smaller, some bigger traffic sources for native advertising. So in a nutshell, if you compare them face to face against each other, if you go with Google Display Ads, you're dependent to Google. You have to use their kind of business manager, their Google Ads backend and something like that. So for example, if Google blocks you or if you don't want to work with Google, you have an issue because you're not able to run Google Display Ads. If you compare it with native ads, they're completely out of the box, they're completely open. There is a completely freedom for you because you can choose between many platforms. You can scale your campaign through different traffic sources and something like that. So for example, you can start your campaign with Taboola and scale it with Outbrain and something like that. So you have a lot of possibilities. But there are a little bit more to talk about, and let's take a look on my screen to tell you more about it. So the first big difference between those two platforms or terms in general is that here we have, like the name already told, we have display ads. And display ads are just banners which are shown on the left or right hand side, especially on desktop, on 3 pages. So that's the first thing which is completely different if you compare to native ads, because here, as you can see if I scroll a little bit in, that's a typical display ad which you see here. So on a regular website you have here, for example, if this is a website, a news page or something like that, you have here the content. This is the content, and here on the right hand side, here you have the display ads, which are shown as animated or a static image on this side with a button and something like that. Especially, or those type of ads are used especially for retargeting ads. So for example, if you shopped or add something to your cart on a e-commerce store, then it will retarget you again and again and again. If you're jumping now to native advertising, it's different, because the biggest differentiation here is that native ads are implemented on news pages. So for example, you have here a news page, where you have here the content, and here the content is finished, so it's the end. And here on the bottom of the page, you have a section with more information, more interesting articles and stuff like that. And here the user sees a lot of possible articles, and most of them are very simple. Most of them are ads. This is an ad, this is an ad, this is an ad. But the good thing is not everyone recognizes that this is an ad. So many people think that this is just a normally organic update or news of that page, of that news site. So many people are not understanding that this is just an advertisement. So the big advantage here is you have the trust from this platform, because here is the platform or the news page. So here you see normally the logo. And down below you have the advertisements. For example, how to lose 18 pounds in just three hours or something like that. So here on the bottom of the page you have the native ads. And the big advantage here is the following thing, or it's important for you to understand what's the difference between those two type of ads. Here the user on the, or let me just mark it here. Here on that page, on the Google page, the user is reading something and here blobs up an advertisement. Okay, they maybe see it, they maybe see it's an ad, and maybe it's not very interesting. So they just understand it's there, but they doesn't care about it. Because they want to read here the main article, which is interesting, or they want to watch that video on that page or something like that. So that's, or therefore, to be honest, therefore, in my simple opinion, this type of advertising, Google Display Ads, makes especially sense if you do retargeting. So if a visitor already was on your site but didn't finish the purchase, then it absolutely makes sense, because then user come to the site and see, oh, okay, I forgot those pair new shoes for me, those new pair running shoes for me, and I have to complete the purchase. Then it's absolutely fine. But for prospecting, native advertising is much more effective, because the user is already here on the page, read at the end of the article and want to read more. They want to read more about some news, some updates, because they have time now. They're chilling on the couch, they're in office, in lunchtime or something like that. So they have time. And what they want to do now is read more articles, and native ads is giving them more articles, because here you have some advertorials behind, because if the user clicks here, they're not directly linked to a regular landing page or something like that. It's more a kind of a news page, but with advertising copy on it. So it looks like a regular website, it looks like a regular news website, news page, but of course it's a regular sales copy. And at the end of the sales copy, you can find a button, you can find out more, buy the product, or something like that. So that's the approach here on native advertising. The big advantage of native advertising is you can convert a completely cold audience just in between a few steps to a very warm, ready to buy lead, which is able to buy to purchase your products, to generate or to get a lead for your service, for your brand or something like that. And that's the big differences between native advertising and Google Display Ads. I think there is no better or not so good, but I think you have to decide what you do in prospecting and for retargeting. In my opinion, native ads are perfect for prospecting, and Google Display Ads are very well for retargeting. And of course, you can combine them together with prospecting native ads and retargeting on Google Display Ads. Together as network or as a whole construction, it works very well, and we also use this setup in our agency. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I would extremely appreciate it if you're following my channel and activate the bell to get notified when I'm uploading a new video about native advertising. See you next time.